Cinderella was a kind girl. She had a stepmother and two stepsisters. They were not nice to her. They made her do all the chores.
I cleaned the house. I did the laundry. I even cooked the meals.
Cinderella wanted to be happy, but her stepmother and stepsisters made her sad.
I wish for a better life. I dream of dancing and singing. Most of all, I want to be loved.
One day, a big announcement came to the house. It was a day like no other, filled with anticipation and whispers of excitement. The king was having a ball. This was not just any ball, but the grandest event of the year, where everyone hoped to catch a glimpse of the royal family. Cinderella's stepsisters were so excited. They could hardly contain their joy, dreaming of the lavish gowns and the chance to dance in the grand ballroom. They wanted to meet the prince. The thought of possibly catching his eye and winning his favor made their hearts race with excitement. The stepsisters made Cinderella help them get ready. They ordered her around, demanding she find the finest fabrics and sew the most beautiful dresses.
Cinderella, sew beautiful dresses for them. Make sure every stitch is perfect, they commanded, as they watched her work tirelessly. Help them with their hair and jewelry. Cinderella, with her gentle hands, styled their hair and carefully placed their jewelry, making them look like princesses.
Cinderella worked very hard. She toiled from dawn till dusk, her heart heavy with longing as she imagined herself at the ball.
I want to go to the ball too, Cinderella whispered to herself, her eyes filled with dreams of dancing under the sparkling chandeliers.
But her stepfamily laughed at her. They mocked her dreams, their cruel laughter echoing through the house. They said she couldn't go. They reminded her of her place, telling her she was not worthy of such an event. They told her she was just a servant girl. Cinderella was heartbroken. She felt the weight of their words, her dreams shattered as she watched them leave for the ball without her. As Cinderella sat crying, a wonderful thing happened. Her fairy godmother appeared.
Don't cry, Cinderella. I will help you go to the ball.
The fairy godmother waved her magic wand. Cinderella's rags turned into a beautiful gown. She had sparkling glass slippers on her feet.
I can't believe my eyes. I look so pretty.
She was so happy and excited to go to the ball and dance the night away.
Thank you. Cinderella went to the ball in a magical carriage. The carriage was unlike anything anyone had ever seen, sparkling with enchantment and drawn by majestic white horses. As she approached the grand palace, her heart raced with excitement and a touch of nervousness. When she arrived, everyone stared at her. She looked so beautiful. Her gown shimmered under the grand chandeliers, and her glass slippers sparkled with every step she took. The guests whispered among themselves, wondering who this mysterious and stunning young woman could be.
Cinderella danced all night with the prince. They moved gracefully across the dance floor, lost in each other's eyes. The music seemed to play just for them, creating a magical atmosphere that enveloped the entire ballroom. The prince couldn't take his eyes off Cinderella. He was completely captivated by her beauty, grace, and the way she carried herself with such elegance. He thought she was kind and funny. As they danced and talked, he found himself drawn to her warm personality and genuine laughter.
They talked and laughed all evening long. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and they discovered they had much in common. They were falling in love. With each passing moment, their connection grew stronger, and it felt as if they had known each other forever. Cinderella was having the time of her life. She felt like she was living in a dream, surrounded by beauty and joy. She forgot all about her troubles. For the first time in a long while, she felt truly happy and free. But she knew she had to leave before midnight. The clock was ticking, and she couldn't ignore the urgency of the situation. Her fairy godmother had warned her. The magic would only last until the stroke of midnight, and she had to be careful not to let the spell break in front of everyone. As the clock struck 12, Cinderella, in a flurry of panic, ran out of the grand ballroom. The magic that had transformed her for the night was about to fade away. She ran so fast, her heart pounding, that she didn't even notice when one of her delicate glass slippers slipped off her foot and was left behind on the grand steps.
The prince, who had been enchanted by her all evening, ran after Cinderella, calling out to her. But she was already gone, vanished into the night like a fleeting dream. All he found was a single glass slipper, glistening in the moonlight, a silent testament to the magical evening they had shared.
The prince knew deep in his heart that he was in love with Cinderella. That single glass slipper was his only clue to finding her again. Determined and hopeful, he promised himself that he would find her, no matter how long it took or how far he had to go. The prince went from house to house, village to village, carrying the glass slipper with him. He asked every maiden he met to try it on, hoping to find the one whose foot it would perfectly fit. Many tried, but none succeeded. The slipper was unique, just like the girl who had worn it. With unwavering determination, the prince held on to the glass slipper, knowing that it would eventually lead him to his true love, the mysterious and enchanting Cinderella. The prince finally arrived at Cinderella's house. The stepsisters tried on the slipper, but it didn't fit.
Then the prince saw Cinderella. He asked her to try on the slipper. The glass slipper fit perfectly. The prince recognized Cinderella. He was overjoyed. He knew she was the one he had been searching for.
The prince and Cinderella got married. They lived happily ever after, filled with love and kindness. Cinderella learned that being good and kind is always rewarding,